Here's an update from a story from last week. Obviously, last week we covered the fact that the CEO of United Healthcare was shot in Midtown Manhattan a little over a week ago for reasons that at the time no one knew. Oh my God. So, major update. They caught him. Well, sorry, for legal reasons. They have allegedly found the shooter. The alleged shooter, whose name is Luigi Mangione, has been charged with first-degree murder for the death of UHC CEO Brian Thompson. He was captured in Pennsylvania after being dimed out at a McDonald's where they had stopped the Greyhound for everybody to get off and eat. On his person, they found $8,000 in cash, $2,000 in foreign currency, multiple fake IDs, his U.S. passport, a 3D printed firearm, a 3D printed silencer, and a notebook and manifesto, supposedly explaining why he did what he did. If you're interested in reading his whole manifesto, it's not very long. It's only like 276 words. It's very thing. For a while, the major news outlets weren't publishing it. Ken Klippenstein, who's a great journalist, he got a hold of it and published the entire thing, which now kind of opened the floodgates on publishing it. His online profile is interesting. This guy, he's got a bachelor's and a master's from Penn in engineering, right? He worked at Firaxis Games. He's worked at a bunch of tech companies. He's kind of, if you look at his Goodreads profile, he's almost in that AI crypto tech bro space, right? Supposedly, what may have happened is apparently he had a back surgery, right? And there may be something with that.
Okay, yeah, because he was like a plumber, and he was bent over a lot. So
there was a meme on TikTok about Mario going to rescue Luigi. Yeah. He seems like he's very online. He apparently dropped off the grid about 6 months ago. Like, there were messages, like DMs on his Twitter that people found. People were like, hey, are you going to be in my wedding? Like, he just gone. So, again, this is all alleged. He has not been convicted by a jury of his peers. God knows if they're going to be able to convict the guy. Yeah. Here's the other interesting piece. A couple days before they caught him, Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, was like, we're closing in. We know his name. And then after they caught him, they were like, yeah, he wasn't on our list of names. So what that tells you, this was legit. Somebody at the McDonald's was like, that kind of looks like the picture. They called the cops. The cops showed up. Like, legit, the NYPD and the FBI had no idea. None. They were not looking for this guy.
I don't understand how he was ID'd. Because the picture, unless there's a different picture going around, because the picture I saw, I was like, yep.
That's a dude.
That's a male. He has eyebrows. You see his smile. I don't. So was this like person in McDonald's just like calling the police like 5 times a day, be like, he's here. He's here. I don't understand.
I think it was a combination of the pictures that were released from the McDonald's. It's a combination of before he's eating, he's wearing a mask.
Oh,
right, like a not an N95 but a surgical mask, right? Which most people don't do now. He took it off and he was wearing like out of a darker jacket, had the big bushy eyebrows, and so I think they literally were just like, could be, you know.
He did like the Batman thing where someone just like, Batman?
Yeah.
Like, oh God. Okay, so I have like, there's so many questions. I was watching a documentary about the serial killer who was from the state of Washington. Killed a lot of people all over the United States. He was in the military, and he would travel, kill people, and whatever. And when they were questioning him, he was like, oh yeah, like I also killed this person, but like you're never going to find the stuff because I would like leave, like I would take part of like the weapon and I would put it in like this dumpster and that dumpster like along the way. And my biggest question is like, with a 3D printing gun, like I could see like, yeah, don't throw the entire gun away, but why didn't he just like he's on a Greyhound bus.
Why didn't he
Why not?
ditch it when he ditched the Monopoly money in the backpack?
Well, I mean, like, or at least just slowly like lose some of it. Like throw okay, in this trash can, here's like the magazine, boom. In this trash can, here's like this part of the gun, right? Like I don't I don't like why would he still have and in my opinion, like what I think is like he knew that eventually he would be caught, and that's why he had like a
I think
manifesto.
so. There was also supposedly a YouTube channel, which, by the way, YouTube nuked, that had a timed out. So when you go into the back end of YouTube, you can time out when videos, like you can set release times. I do it all the time. And supposedly there was one about to pop, right? Where he was going to explain everything, and YouTube nuked the channel before it had a chance to release. So what this boils down to, in my opinion, is I think this guy is a very smart guy, but not a very good criminal. Right? Like, he had enough foresight and stuff like that to kind of plan out. And if you read his manifesto, he's like, look, it was pretty easy. It was some social engineering. I did this, this, and this to figure out where the guy was going to be. Boom. But, again, I don't think he's like an experienced criminal who, like, in that moment is thinking like a criminal. You know what I mean? And again, there's also some argument to be made that he wanted to get caught. You know?
I everything that he was doing was very like memeable to me. Like the messages like on the shell casings, the Monopoly money, I mean, I guess like the manifesto a little bit, but like everything like this wasn't a guy that was like focused really on getting away. Cause I think if he was focused on getting away,
Mm-hmm.
he would have like very quickly probably crossed over to Canada and then got a flight to another country that doesn't extradite, and then boom, he would have vanished. Like I don't I don't know. I maybe he wanted to be caught. Maybe he knew it was only a matter of time before he got caught in today's world. I'm not really sure.
I mean, that's my best guess.
Chad just said he planned his kill, didn't plan his escape, and I think that's yeah.
I think that's probably the closest thing to accurate. Obviously this story is not over. The fact that they've captured him alive, they're working on extradition to New York, because he's in Pennsylvania, so they got to go through a process. In Pennsylvania, he's been charged with weapons crimes and a bunch of other like minor stuff that he did in Pennsylvania. But obviously, New York City is going to get the first bite at the apple to prosecute this guy. He does have a defense attorney. He will now avail himself of the criminal justice system. I do not envy the prosecutor that's got to do this. And I guarantee you this prosecutor is praying to God he can get a deal.
Yeah.
He's not gonna, but I wouldn't want to be the one that prosecuted this.
This is going to be very interesting.
This is going to be one of those trial of the century kind of deals. Maybe since OJ have we not had a trial. OJ, Rodney King. I think this is one that's going to revive court TV. Casey Anthony maybe Chaz asking deal for what? Basically, they're going to try and convince him to plead guilty in exchange for a smaller sentence, right? It's first-degree murder. New York does not have the death penalty, I don't believe. But I can actually look that up for you really quick. Does New York City have the death penalty? Not currently. So, I mean, I'm sure he's looking at life in prison without possibility of parole. So if you're the prosecutor, you're like, look, dude, I'll give you 25 to 30 years. He's a young guy. He's only like 26, So you're going to get out someday, So if I'm the prosecutor, I'm like, look, dude, I'll give you 25 to 35 years in exchange for a guilty plea. He's still going to be over 50 before he gets out of prison.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know though. Like I killed a rich CEO elite person. Like
Again, I wouldn't want to take this to trial because I'd be worried about jury nullification.
oh yeah, 100%.
Right. The other thing is if he's suffering from chronic pain, that can cause psychological conditions. Chronic back pain and stuff like that can drive you nuts. Right. And again, you know, there's your defense. He's crazy.
Oh gosh, speaking about that, I think my favorite defense, you can look this up. This is a true thing. The Twinkie, oh my god, Twinkie, the Twinkie defense.
I will have to look that up. Chat.
Essentially, somebody said like they ate too much junk food, too many Twinkies, and then shot a public, I think governor of New York or something.
Jesus.
I don't remember. And like got a reduced sentence because of the
Twinkie defense.
Twinkie defense.
Let us know what you guys think. Also, we would be remiss if we didn't touch on this. Social media has lots of conspiracy theories that this ain't even the guy. That this is all a giant setup, and that this guy's a fall guy because the NYPD and the FBI doesn't want to admit that this and that it's the completely wrong dude. It's not him. So I would be remiss if I didn't touch on the conspiracy theories that this ain't it. And the real shooter's still out there. Who knows? But we're going to find out because there's going to be a very public trial very soon. It's going to be real interesting. Again, Court TV might make a comeback. Good for you, Court TV. God. What would we do without Nancy Mace? It wasn't Nancy Mace. I keep thinking Nancy Mace because of the crazy lady in Congress. Who was the lady from Court TV that did she did all the Casey Anthony stuff. Who got famous? Oh God, what was her name? Nancy Grace. Nancy Grace is going to make a comeback just for this trial. It'll be great. Well, let us know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think it's the guy? Do you think they're going to be able to convict him? We don't know.
Do you think he's even going to make it to the trial?
Good point. It's a very
that's
good
gonna
point.
That's going to be a really weird thing. I don't know.
We're going to find out.